Welcome to A Fan's Perspective. This is your boy Boogie 45. I got two topics to cover today. The first one is the Antoine Danz and Corey Holcomb situation. Let's get my thoughts on it. Let's get into it, man. All right, there we go.
See, I suck again. We can go out back right now. We can go out back right now. I'm with it.
Media and Corey Holcomb and Anton Daniels almost come to blows after some choice words from Anton Daniels during a heated debate.
It's a reason you go after black males or black people quicker than you will go after white males. What are white males responsible for in this country as the downfall
I'm
of
an equal
it?
accountability smoke giver. I talk about everybody.
Here's the fact. Have you seen something about Caucasian males and how they
Absolutely.
destroy this nation? Well, what did I miss?
Let's slow down because you talking loud, but you're not saying a lot.
No, you talking
you
loud,
talking loud.
and you still talking around. What did the Caucasian male do to America to bring it down?
I'm not getting into that.
You dancing around it.
No,
and that's why I lose respect for you when you start dancing and kissing Caucasian males' ass.
But I don't.
Don't do that in front of me because I'm not an ass kisser of nobody.
Yes, you are. You suck the dick of black people right now. You doing the easy shit. What you do, let me tell you what you do.
Nah, homie, let me tell you something, homie.
Ain't nobody gonna tell you.
I don't
Ain't nobody
suck.
gonna- Yeah,
I don't
you do.
suck.
You do.
So fix
You doing
that.
it right now.
I don't suck.
You doing it right now.
Homie, believe me when I tell you. I don't
Believe me
do
when I
that.
tell you.
I don't do that.
Listen.
So don't come at me with no
I'm
sucky shit.
gonna give you the same
Let's switch
energy you give me.
seats. Let's
Let's
switch
switch
seats.
it.
Let's switch seats.
I'm with it.
Homie, I don't
We can
do
talk right in front of each
I
other.
don't do no sucky shit. I'm a mother man. I don't do no sucky shit.
I
homie.
don't give a about none.
Well,
of
I tell you
right
what.
now.
Watch that sucky shit, cause that'll go bad.
Call it what you want.
I don't do no sucking,
You say a
homie.
lot of shit that I don't fuck with either. You
Okay, but that gay shit. Oh, you
I
go.
don't give a fuck about what you talking
Hey, homie,
about.
I tell you what.
I'm right here.
Don't put
You
no
switch
sucky
don't mean
shit.
shit to me.
Don't put no sucky
Detroit,
shit
nigga.
on me, nigga.
I'm from Detroit
Say
right
I
now.
suck a again.
I'm right here, right now.
All right, that's
now,
what I'm saying.
I'm gonna respect you.
Dance
because it's your
around it.
platform.
Dance around it.
No. I'm a
I don't do no sucky shit.
I'm gonna respect you because it's your platform, and I flew out here to have a conversation.
We good.
But
We
you're not
good.
forcing up on me.
Yo,
We good. I did already. I don't do
Put the
sucky shit.
microphone right down,
Yo.
right now, and going up back. I don't give a fuck about
no,
this shit.
sir.
Homie, you just running your mouth.
I'm not-
Hold on, we just getting loud. I ain't gonna get loud.
Then don't switch seats.
No,
Don't-
this
because
my
I take
show.
that- That's
This
cool.
my show.
That's cool, but I take that shit as a threat.
Okay, well, it is a threat if you calling me sucking. I don't dick suck, my nigga.
Man, what you talking about?
I don't
bro.
dick suck.
If you want to get back to the conversation, because you ain't gonna do shit.
Wow.
Because you're not gonna do
Come
shit.
at me with that sucking
You're
shit
not gonna
again,
do.
nigga.
You're not gonna.
Come at me with. See, I suck again.
We can go
I'll
out back
tell
right
you
now.
who the fuck I am.
We can go out back right now. I'm with it.
I bet you won't say that shit.
We can go out back right now.
See, I suck.
All right. Whew. That was heavy, man. I ain't gonna front. That live stream was lit though. But I'm gonna say this. Corey was wrong, man. Like we gotta be able to have conversations as black folk, even if we don't agree on something particular. Like you feel this way, I feel this way, and maybe somehow we could meet in the middle and make it make sense. And I felt like Corey, he led with, you know, he said Antoine Daniels kiss ass or whatever, and Antoine Daniels said what he said. But my thing is this. Now, people say, okay, those two things are not on the same level when it comes to disrespect. But at the same time, how can you tell a person how to react once they feel like they disrespected? Because if you say somebody kissing rear end, that's still disrespect, regardless of how you twist it. And I felt like Corey had good points, Antoine had good points, but I felt like Corey was a little too emotional. You know what I'm saying? And high strung with it. Like you have to be able to have a difficult conversation, but still keep your emotions in check. Because I felt like there was a lot more that could have came out of that whole debacle other than them arguing. Because there's things that Antoine Daniels say that I don't agree with, and there's things that I do agree with. There's things that Corey say that I do agree with, and there's things that I don't agree with. So I feel like if they could discuss the things that they don't agree with, and then discuss the things that you do agree with, and find and meet somewhere in the middle. You understand? Because we as black folks, we got to start having difficult conversations without getting our emotions involved, man. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, even though, yeah, it was entertaining or whatever the case may be, nobody got nothing out of that. And people say, oh, well, Antoine Daniels left. But see, after that situation, Antoine stayed But Corey just kept disrespecting the man, calling his wife a B, all type of. It's like, okay, what am I here for? Am I here to have the conversation with you to see what we agree or don't agree at, or or we here to just start mudslinging and throwing insults at each other? What am I here for? So I feel like he didn't feel like he was gonna accomplish what he came there for, so he left. And I ain't picking no sides in this situation. I'm being completely fair. You understand what I'm saying? So that's just how I feel about that situation, man. Like as black people, we have to learn how to have difficult conversations where we don't agree without being disrespectful. You understand what I'm saying? Because there's more positive that can come out of that than anything else, you know. So, it's I mean, like I said, was it entertaining? Yes. But at the same time, um, we got nothing out of that. You know, the conversation that I thought, it would have happened, didn't happen, you know. And I just feel like we have to get like, okay, I'm gonna give you a prime example. Tariq Nasheed sat down with it was a black conservative. I can't remember the brother's name right now, but they sat down and they had a real conversation with each other, you know, and you know, tempers didn't get flared. They sat down, they kept their emotions in check. They spoke to one another, they gave each other time to talk, everything. And I felt like, you know, we have to be able to do that. You know what I mean? Because if we can't do that as a people, then it's like how are we gonna evolve, man? How are we gonna evolve? Because the thing that I see sometimes is that we sometimes we sometimes shame somebody because they don't think how we think or they don't move how we move or you know what I mean? And it's like we can't always shame somebody or disrespect them because we don't agree on or you don't see things the way I see it and I don't see things the way you see it. You understand what I'm saying? And some people looked at this situation as like a Democrat versus Republican thing. I don't think it was that. I think it was two grown men trying to have a conversation. And when that didn't happen, once the disrespect happened, it kind of just messed the whole thing up. So, I hope them brothers is able to, reach out to each other behind the scenes and work that out, you know, and hopefully in the future still have the conversation because honestly, I don't feel like Antoine won't have the conversation, but I just feel like it cannot go that way. If it's even Corey, like, you know, like I said, I mess with Corey Holcomb heavy. And at first I didn't follow Antoine Dance because I didn't like how he was talking. There was a lot of things I didn't agree with. And I just kind of just wrote him off. But one thing I've learned is that I have to start I have to start listening to people that I don't necessarily agree with and not just writing them off. You know what I mean? I don't have to listen to everything that I don't agree with, but they may just like there may be things that I don't agree with. There may I actually seen that there were things that I do agree with, and that's what made me follow him. And I said, you know what, I could see where he coming from when it comes to certain things, but I could also see what Corey was calling out. But you have to be able to call that out and still keep your emotions in check. I know you're passionate, you know what I'm saying, but we still have to keep your emotions in check because it's like somebody could look at it and say, well, you just came there to clown dude and you thought Antoine was soft and he wasn't. He wasn't backing down. You understand what I'm saying? Like, so I just say, man, we got to do better, man. We got to be able to have conversations that are difficult without getting into disrespect or mudslinging and getting physical. You know what I mean? We have to start doing that, man. We have to start doing it. But on to the next topic. So I'm gonna give you a little backstory. The whole Mr. Tendernism thing. I know y'all probably heard about it on social media already. But all right, so Keith Lee went to the Mr. Tenderism spot to go get some barbecue. He reviewed the food, got out his car, decided to go give $1,000 to to pay for the customers' meals and 4,000 to Mr. Tenderism himself, right? And he was blocked from doing that. They accepted the money for the customers, but they said that Mr. Tenderism was busy. So he ended up not being able to give them money. So he just took the money and just, bought other people food or whatever the case may be. And I guess the owner supposedly tried to reach out, didn't get no answer. People was kind of looking at him sideways, like, damn, how you gonna block a $4,000 tip from this man? I mean, you said he was busy, but why don't you reach out to him yourself and see if he's busy? Because I'm pretty sure he wouldn't have turned down $4,000 tip. You know what I mean? So the guy that owns Destination Smokehouse, which is the place that Mr. Tenderism works at, he came out with Mr. Tenderism on Willie D's platform, and him and Willie D had a little interview. So we're gonna go over that, and I'm gonna give my thoughts on it after. Let's see.
Meat Base 44, a complete.
Even the way that he approached it, he didn't ask for anybody else. There's a lot of people visible on social media. To offer a tip to a business owner was crazy. That was the other thing too, is like he really thinks Walt is like this helpless guy who needs his help. How are you going to tip a business owner? Tip the whole staff.
Come on, guys, we're sorry. If we knew someone famous was in the store, we would have treated him like a king. We thought he was a regular customer, so we treated him like a bag of dog. I mean, what do you want us to do?
Know who was cooking them because it went on. But come to find.
All right. So the main thing with this situation is that he came out and said, I didn't like the fact that when he sat next to Mr. Tenderism and they was having a conversation, that he said that if you're gonna give a tip, give it to the whole staff, and it's like, you don't get to tell a person who to tip. You know what I mean? If I decide I want to tip a particular person, then that's between me and them. You understand what I'm saying? Then he also said, uh, when he said, the social media fame, it kind of took the light off of everybody that, that puts in work in this business. And I'm just like, I ain't really like how that sounded. He also said that he had zero when he first started with him, and I just was like, damn, the man's sitting right next to you. So I think that the way that he downplayed the OG, I think that's what black people. It was two things. It was the $4,000 tip being denied, and it was the second thing was the way that you downplayed the OG while you was sitting next to him. And that's crazy because for me, I would have got up and walked off. I'm not co-signing that shit. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you're not gonna down talk me and be sitting right next to me. Absolutely not. You know. But I will say this, right? We got to stop wasting energy on that. You know why I say that? Because it's good to point that out because it's been years. I think with black folks, it's been years of, we always working for somebody and then, that person benefiting off of us and they're not from our culture and stuff like that. So I get it. I get where the concern comes from. You know what I mean? They want to make sure we have his best interests at heart. That's where the concern comes from. So it's definitely warranted, right? But my thing is too is that if Mr. Tenderism no got a problem with it, then we gotta let it go. Even if we feel a certain type of way, we gotta let it go. We could speak our piece and feel how we feel. But if he not gonna say, well, you know, I'm going to establish my business, or even the owner, because I don't want to just shoot shots at the owner. My thing is like, man, you down talk your own employee that brung a lot of that put your spot on the map. Not to say that you wasn't making money before that, but you can't act like going viral on social media didn't help your store because it was people flying in to come try that barbecue. Unc unlocked a whole different type of clientele. You understand what I'm saying? So, you know, and I feel like if you a boss, if you an owner, why you wanted to be in the camera so much? Now all of a sudden, now he wants to be in the camera. He wants to be the star of the show. It's like, man, get out of here, man. Sit back and be the boss, like you supposed to be. Be the boss. Play your position. Unc playing his position to the fullest. Play your position. You know what I mean? Like I don't like that. If you're a boss, be a boss. Run the spot. If anything, you're gonna come out and talk. You come out and say, hey, you know me, Unc, we came up. You know he came and he brought his. You know, there's a way you have to big up your employees, especially when they do something major like that for your business. You gotta big them up. You can't downplay them and then big them up at the same time. That it that whole you know interview where he sat down next to him, it sounded condescending. And then you wonder why people have a concern. You wonder why people are looking at your restaurant sideways, and they're like, I don't want to patronize that because I don't feel like Unc is getting his just due, and I don't like the way he sat there and downplayed Unc while he was sitting right next to him. Then he turned around and tried to have the word tenderism uh, trademarked. Come to find out, a black lawyer already owned that trademark. So I didn't like how the dude was moving, man. And I understand the concern of black folks, man. I didn't like how the dude was moving. It's like you wanted to steal the show. You wanted to steal the show. Well, there you have it. Now, if people decide they don't want to patronize your spot and it'll go back down to where it's at and fade right off of social media, that's your fault. Because the way Unc is, man, Unc could go anywhere and bring that following with him. You understand what I'm saying? And some people say, he should go out and start his own business. But I mean, I don't seem like he's up there in age. I don't feel like, he wants to go out and start his own business. Unless that's what he want to do. You know, but when you get to that age, man, he probably just want a comfortable retirement. He just want to know he living comfortable and he ain't wanting for nothing. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody is cut to run a business. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So, I didn't really like that. And I hope Unc get his just due. I hope Unc is able to establish his own image without this guy want to be all in the videos, all in the camera, dancing. You understand what I'm saying? Like, so that's how I feel about that situation, man. But anyway, this is my time. Y'all have a great week. You know, make sure it's prosperous, healthy, and what have you. And check me out on Arc Raiders, man. I'll be on PS5. You understand what I'm saying? Baby Slim Dash 2013. Y'all want to pull up, man. You understand what I'm saying? And I stream every now and again, so that's something I'm gonna be doing a little bit more. You know what I mean? But can't call myself a particular streamer because I'm a casual gamer. I'm not a full-time gamer. I have other things to do. I got a real career and bills and all kind of other stuff. So you know what I mean? But when I do get time, I like to sit down and kick it. If I do find a good game, yeah, I like to rock out with it every now and again. You understand what I'm saying? So anyway, y'all have a great day. Peace.